order, or bearer is known to be the magic words of negotiability. However, the mere absence of such words from the instrument does not necessarily mean that the instrument is not negotiable. So, provided there are similar words or similar meaning or import as order or bearer. So, as a general rule, there must be a word of order or bearer. The absence of those words, it does not necessarily mean that the instrument is not negotiable, provided there is an import or a similar meaning, or there are other words or terms or import which is similar to the, or with similar meaning with order or bearer. So in which case the instrument is negotiable even in the absence of the word order or bearer. A problem. The instrument reads as follows, wherein Quezon City, May 15, 1999, pay to Brenda 10,000 pesos or deliver to her 100 cabans of first-class rice at her option. Signed by Alex to Charlie. So, pay to Brenda. Is the instrument negotiable? The answer is no. It does not contain the word order or bearer or any word or similar meaning or import which constitute the magic word of negotiability. Again, that the word for negotiability is the order or bearer. If those words are not there, are not present, so therefore it is not negotiable. But if there are similar words or similar meaning or import of those words, order and bearer, therefore they can be considered as negotiable. Next problem. The instrument provides as follows. So the instrument provides as follow. Quezon City, May 15, 1999. Pay to Brenda or whoever is in possession hereof 10,000 pesos. Signed by Alex to Charlie. So therefore, Brenda, pay to Brenda or whoever is in possession of this check. So therefore, is this question, is the instrument negotiable? The answer is yes. While it does not contain the word order or bearer, the instrument contains the words whoever is in possession hereof. So which have the same meaning or import as bearer. So the phrase there, whoever is in possession hereof, signifies that such instrument is negotiable. Whoever is in possession hereof. Next problem. The instrument reads as follows. Manila, May 15, 1999. Pay to Brenda or whomsoever she instructs 10,000 pesos. So, signed by Alex to Charlie. So, is the instrument negotiable? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, because even though while it does not contain the word order or bearer, the instrument contains the words whomsoever she instructs, which have the same meaning or import as order. So it's still the phrase of whomsoever she instructs is with similar meaning to order. Also, when it comes with bearer, whoever is in possession hereof, that's bearer. For order, whomsoever she instructs, that's the order. Number 5, Section 1, Paragraph E implies only to a bill of exchange. Again, as a review, what is this Section 1, Paragraph E? We're in Section 1, Paragraph E from the law, in which where the instrument is addressed to a drawee, he must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. So the instrument is addressed to a drawee, like a drawee institution or financial institution. That's an example of drawee, wherein it's in the drawee refers to a person or an entity who will be paying, who will be converting the negotiable instrument into cash. That's the drawee. So here, as a continuation, section section 1 paragraph E applies only to a bill of exchange. The bill of exchange, as a review, the check, promissory note, it's the other one, forgot it, check and promissory note, applies only to bill of exchange, which must necessarily contain a drawee as a formal party who must be named in the instrument. So again, the drawee must be indicated, who must be named in the instrument. If not named, such formal party must be indicated therein with reasonable certainty. Continue. In an American decision, it was held that the statement of an address like number 13 Shaw Boulevard, Mandaluyong, Metro Manila will be sufficient. This is meant to say that the instrument is addressed to a drawee in the person of the head of the family residing at said address. In other words, while the drawee is not named, he is indicated in the instrument with reasonable certainty. Even though the drawee is not mentioned or directly stated in the instrument, but there is a certain description or reasonable certainty, such as this address, specific address of the drawee, then the instrument is sufficient. Issue. What is an issue? In entertainment, it's a problem. It's the issue. It's a question. But here in negotiable instrument, issue means the first delivery of the instrument. So it means to say, if A is the first, is a holder of the check, issued the check and issued the check to B. So issue means the first delivery of the instrument, complete in form, to a person who takes it as a holder in due course. That is in Lim versus CA 251 scrap 408/1995. So from the principal will issue a check to his agent. So the agent now becomes the holder in due course. Incidents in the life of a negotiable instrument. What are the incidents in the life of a negotiable instrument? The incidents. What are the incidents in the life of a negotiable instrument? Very first is that the issue. Issue is the first delivery of the instrument, complete in form and to a person who takes it as a holder. So issue is the first delivery from the principal to its agent. Next, negotiation. So transfer of instrument from one person to another as to constitute the transferee, the holder hereof. Again, negotiation is the transfer of an instrument from one person to another as to constitute the transferee as the holder in due course. So from the first, it's issue. Then, example, A issue a check and deliver it to B. Then B transfer it to C. So that's negotiation. C to D, negotiation. Presentment for acceptance. Presentment for acceptance is the presentation. This is required in certain kinds of bills of exchange, as in the case where presentment for acceptance by the drawee is necessary to fix the maturity of an instrument payable after sight. So presentment, previously we talked about this presentment for acceptance, wherein presentment of acceptance is important whether or not the check is accepted, diba? Presentment, it is necessary for by the drawee, necessary to fix the maturity of an instrument payable after sight. So upon seeing it, there is already fixing of maturity of that instrument to be paid, diba? There will be a further explanation about this presentment of or acceptance. Acceptance. This is a signification by the drawee. Oh, it's acceptance, signification by the drawee of his assent or agreed to the order of the drawer. In this case, the drawee becomes an acceptor who is primarily liable under the instrument. So, if the financial instrument if the drawee here is a financial instrument, financial institution accepts it and then pays to the order of the drawer, pays the person to the one who is indicated to be paid there, name to be indicated, name to be paid by the drawee. So again, acceptance is the signification by the drawee of his assent. Assent means agree to the order of the drawer, agree to the order of the drawer. So again, example here wherein pay to Brenda or whomsoever, that is an order, diba? Order by the drawer, diba? Who orders that? It's Alex. Next, then the drawee here, diba? The drawer here, it's Alex, and the drawee here, it's Charlie. Charlie. And to whom shall Charlie pay? Pay to Brenda. It's pay Alex, the drawer, the order or demand of Alex, demanding Charlie to pay Brenda. That's the logic behind. Again, Alex demanding Charlie to pay Brenda. Alex is the drawer while Charlie is the drawee. Now next, let's continue. Dishonor by non-payment. Okay, this is already in the case in a bank. This takes place where the instrument is presented for payment and payment is refused or cannot be obtained, or where the presentment for payment is excused and the instrument is overdue or unpaid. So notice of dishonor by non-payment. That is this is different from notice of dishonor. Notice of dishonor later we'll talk about. Again, dishonor by non-payment, when there is refusal to pay. Upon presentation of the instrument, then there is, and payment is refused. Payment is cannot be obtained, or where the presentment of payment is excused and the instrument is overdue and unpaid. So you say unpaid, non-payment, the instrument is unpaid, there is no balance, there is no sufficient balance by the drawer, diba, in his account. So therefore the instrument cannot be paid. While notice of dishonor, this takes place when the instrument is dishonored by non-acceptance or non-payment in order to notify the parties secondarily liable thereon of the identity of the instrument, the fact of dishonor, and the demand for payment. Again, dishonor, this takes place when the instrument is dishonored by non-acceptance or non-payment, dishonored by non-acceptance or non-payment in order to notify the parties secondarily liable thereon of the identity of the instrument, the fact of dishonor, and the demand for payment. So in the previous problems we had, wherein there is notice of dishonor issued by the issuer, by the drawer, there is a notice, there is an order of, there is a notice of dishonor made by the issuer, the drawer, the first who issued it, because the holder of the instrument is already not a holder in due course. Diba? In the case of foreign bills of exchange, the notice must be in the form of a protest. The notice must be in form protest, which contains substantially the same matters as a notice of dishonor but must be notarized. Notice of dishonor may be oral or written, while protest is always in writing and in the form of a public document. Again, notice of dishonor may be oral or written, while protest is always in writing. When it comes with foreign bills of exchange, the notice must be in the form of a protest. Next, discharge. Discharge is synonymous to release. It takes place when the instrument is paid. Okay. The opposite of discharge is notice of dishonor of by non-payment. That's the opposite. Notice of dishonor by non-payment, the opposite of this is the discharge. It takes place when the instrument is paid. Paid at or after maturity by a person who is principally liable thereon. And also when notice of dishonor or protest is not given within the time as specified by law. In the latter case, all parties secondarily liable are discharged and can no longer be held liable by the holder. Again, it takes place when the instrument is paid at or after maturity by a person who is principally liable thereon, and also when notice of dishonor or protest is not given within the time as specified by law. In the latter case, all parties secondary liable. Yes. When it comes with the dishonor, or when notice of dishonor or protest is not given within the time as specified by law, so therefore there will be a discharge. So therefore, it means to say there must be a notice of dishonor or a protest before discharging or before paying to the instrument or before the instrument is being paid. Postal money order. What's that postal money order? Not negotiable instrument. Postal money order. Is a postal money order a negotiable instrument? Let's see the answer. No. Because of the conditions appearing at the back of the instrument. Such conditions subject to the order to uncertainty of payment. This is in violation of Section 1, Paragraph B of the Negotiable Instruments Law. Again, postal money order is not a negotiable instrument because of the conditions appearing at the back of the instrument. Again, to be a negotiable instrument, it must have a unconditional or being certain. Again, this is violation of Section 1, Paragraph B. Section 1, Paragraph B as a review. Here. It must contain an unconditional promise or order to pay a sum certain in money. So, that is to be a negotiable instrument. Again, it must be in writing, signed by the maker or the drawer, and must contain an unconditional promise. Unconditional. So, if that instrument is attached with a condition, therefore it is not a negotiable instrument. Payable on demand, payable to order or to bearer, or whomsoever she instructs, or whomsoever who is in possession hereof. That's where the instrument is addressed to a drawee. He must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. Those are the requisites to become for an instrument to become a negotiable instrument. Continue. Postal money order is not a negotiable instrument because of the conditions appearing at the back of the instrument. Now, continue with Treasury Warrant.